Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have polishes to share with you for February Polish Pickup. If you haven't heard of what Polish Pickup is, it's a monthly collab between indie makers. They come together and they create limited edition products, so like nail polish, oils, like apparel, sometimes like little like gizmos and gadgets. So the common theme, if I didn't mention that already, there's always a common theme for a polished pickup. So these makers come together and they create that limited edition item based off of a theme. So this month's theme is wild animals. Each of these products have a cap. Well, some have a cap and some don't, meaning that only a certain amount of polishes or a certain amount of that item is created. And once I have like something on my face. And once that sells out, that is it. You can no longer get it. Now, sometimes makers do add more product, more polish, and a good way to keep track of that is through their Facebook account or their Facebook page. That's how you'll know firsthand and right away whether or not something is added to the cap. Now, that doesn't happen all of the time. Sometimes things sell out and then there is no chance for a cap to be increased. So if you really want something, if you really like something that you see, you have to make sure you get to the shop when they open. They open 11 a.m. Eastern time, and it's always the first Friday of every month, and then they close that following Monday. Now I have a lot of polishes to share with you all. I think this is probably going to be one of my most epic polish pickup videos ever. I don't even know exactly the amount, like maybe 17, 18. It has to be almost 20. There's like little ones around. There's a lot. So I'm gonna just stop right here and let's get into these swatches. First up, we have Cleona Cosmetics, and this one is Hippo. It's priced at $13 and there is no cap. And this is inspired by Maggie is one of the owners of Cleona Cosmetics. So inspired by Maggie's favorite animal, the hippopotamus. And just a fun fact, it says this on the website as well, that Maggie owns over 50 wood gemstone carved hippo figurines, which I think it's pretty neat. This one is a gray Crelly base with medium-sized particle shimmer that shifts pink, red, orange, and chartreuse. This is such a beautiful polish. The formula was a dream to work with. Very excited to be swatching for Cleona Cosmetics. I was introduced to them via Polish Pickup, and then of course at the Polish and Beauty Expo last year, they had a booth there, and I ended up buying some of their eyeshadows and polishes, of course, but their eyeshadows are also just as amazing. But I built this polish up in 3 coats. I think honestly 2 would have been okay. I kind of wanted to see where it would go with 3, and it just built up that beautiful base. It really reminds me more of a nice like complementary taupe than a gray, but I mean gray and taupe, are they kind of the same thing? The shifts are so nice. You definitely see that green chartreuse sort of shade. The shimmers are so stunning. Everything blends in so well together. It's funny, usually I see like, you know, your fine shimmer or like you see large particle shimmer, but this is medium-sized particle shimmer, which I didn't know existed until now. But hey, I am all for any type of shimmer, whether it's fine, medium, or large particle. I am okay with that. This polish, you can definitely see the shimmer running throughout all of the nail beds, whether you're close up or whether you're far. I think I mentioned this already, but the shifts all work so wonderfully with each other. That pink is what you predominantly see. Of course, you see the beautiful orangey chartreuse along the edges of the nail. But that pink is so pretty against all of your more like darker, or I don't want to say darker, but like your more grungier type of shades. I feel like when you have something like a color that's grungy and then you pair it with something bright and fun, it really does pop against the nail. This built up beautifully for me in 3 coats. I think I would have been okay as well in 2 coats. So I think it's going to come down to preference on whether you want 2 or 3. And for a Crelly formula, honestly, the opacity was amazing. So I just keep that in mind. But beautiful polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Cleona Cosmetics Hippo with a glossy top coat. First up, we have Bluebird Lacquer, and this is Squatty Oddy Oddy. I don't know, every time I say that, it makes me laugh. But this one is priced at $13 and is capped at 600 bottles. It's inspired by the hairy squat lobster. It's a magenta large particle shimmer that gives a metallic-like effect. It has shifts of magenta, gold, and orange, and a purple magnetic pigment complements the shifts by adding a purple glow. And you can obviously wear this unmagnetized if you want. And let me tell you, that magnetic strip is definitely glowy. I built this one up in 2 coats, and I thought that was perfect for me on my shorter nails. I think long nails 2 to 3 is just going to depend on your preference. I did find on certain nails the magnetization strip wasn't as intense as other nails. Could just be the way I'm holding my magnet. You can see here the line is a little more diffused, which I personally like my magnetics this way anyways. I'm showing you my pinky here, which was a little bit stronger. I know some people magnetize their polishes different. They hold the magnet in different ways. They hover it over, they do 1 coat. I prefer this method, and I'm not interested in trying other ways. It's easier for me, and I like it that way. Even though you can't see like dead straight on the magnetic strip, as you're moving your hands around, doing the normal things that you would do in your life, that strip definitely comes to life, and it does have this beautiful, beautiful purple glow. The shifts are fantastic. This metallic-like effect is stunning. It just makes it look so mirror-like. Like you have tons and tons of glitter and shimmer in here. I mean, it is jam-packed with shimmer. I didn't have any difficulty removing it, so that is also a plus. But I love how it looks so sparkly, so mirror-like. The shifts are fantastic. And of course, the formula was a breeze to work with. I feel like in this polish, that magnetic strip is there just to help boost that beautiful glow, and it really does do that. Of course, if you want to try magnetizing a different way to get more of a prominent line, I'm sure you can mess around with the magnet. I think it looks stunning the way I did it. I liked how it looked on my nails anyways. Pictured are 2 coats of Bluebird Lacquer, Squatty Oddy Oddy, and then I wanted to show you 2 coats at an angle with the shift. So that's 2 coats right here pictured. It's absolutely stunning. Next up, we have Cadillaquer, and this is Northern Cardinal, priced at $14, and there's a cap of 640 bottles. It's inspired by the Northern Cardinal bird. It's a deep red when cold, so this is a thermal, to bright red when warm, with fiery red, orange, yellow iridescent flakies. And like, my goodness, this is beautiful. I am obsessed with it in its cold state, and even more obsessed in its warmer state. I think so, like, it's really, look at that flaky. First of all, can we see that? Like, let's just concentrate on these flakies. They are large and in charge, and they are stunning. I'm so in love with this beautiful deep red base. I think it leans more towards like that brownish side, which I personally love. It's like a maroonish type of shade. I think this is a beautiful polish to wear in the winter, definitely beautiful to wear in the summertime. Nope, not summertime, the fall time. But you're going to see when it does transition to the bright red, it's going to be very summer appropriate, or actually maybe Christmas too. So it's very versatile. The formula was amazing to work with. Just 2 coats to build opacity. I think long, short nails, 2 coats is going to be fine for you. Here you can see it sort of transitioning. It's stunning, and like, it really does get to this beautiful, beautiful bright red when it is really warm. For whatever reason, here it is right here. But for whatever reason, when I'm swatching polishes, I usually tend to run really cold, and like, to get my hands warm takes a huge effort, and like the thermals just automatically transition back to its cold state. So swatchers out there, any tips or tricks when it comes to swatching thermals? I need some advice. But I loved working with this polish. I'm usually not really into thermals, but I truly enjoyed both variations of this polish. The formula was amazing. I am obsessed with the iridescent flakies. I love how they're so big. Pictured are 2 coats of Cadillaquer Northern Cardinal with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Garden Path Lacquers, and this one is called Quack path, I think. This one is priced at $13.25, and there's 1,000 bottles available. It's inspired by the maker's very favorite snooty Animal Crossing character, Mallory, and her catchphrase. It's a grape jelly base packed with purple holographic micro glitter and green blue shifting aurora shimmer. It's a sibling to the polish I Forgive You and Blessed with Beauty and Rage, which I believe were really popular polishes in the past PPU shop, or past PPU months, I should say. This one built up beautifully in 2 coats. You can see my nails were a little bit longer here. I receive polish pickup polishes at different times during the months, weeks, so I swatch as I get, and sometimes my nails vary in length, but I think it was perfect that my nails were longer in this swatch, because my longer nail friends, you can see that I got amazing coverage in 2 coats. The shifts, oh my god, like I'm just dying looking back at this footage. This is stunning. I feel like it's going to be a popular one for this month. I am loving the icy effect. I usually don't like icy types of polishes, but this one is different. It has so much beautiful holographic micro glitter. The aurora shimmer is just stunning. Everything just packs together so nicely. It's like one of those polishes. I mean, obviously it's not a nude polish, but like for me, I would consider this as something where it's like a little more subdued, which is funny to say because it's really not. But I'm used to wearing like very dark vampy colors or very bright colors. So something like this, where I'm getting a beautiful like green blue, light green blue, like polish shift with the beautiful shimmer. To me, it's more like, all right, this is like my nude type of polish. You know what I mean? Even though it's really not. But I think if you know, then you know. But it's a beautiful polish. I think it's going to be a popular one this month. Pictured are 2 coats of Garden Path Lacquers, Quack Path. And please let me know if I'm not saying that right. I don't play Animal Crossing, so I'm not sure. Next up, we have Jen and Berries, and this is Wild at Heart, priced at $13.50. And it is capped at 250 bottles. $1 from each polish sold will be donated to the Wild Animal Sanctuary, and I think it's Keensburg or Kennisburg, Colorado. I'm not sure how to pronounce the town, but it's located very close to the owner's home. It's inspired by the memory of her dog Brenna. There's actually a beautiful description up on the PBU site right now, which I recommend you read. But for time for this video, I'm going to jump into the description. It is a white crelly base packed with pink, orange, and gold color shifting flakies, speckled with black flakes and a touch of holographic sparkle. For the extra special love that her dog Brenna gave, which is so sweet. This is so fun. I love this polish. I love polishes that have black flakies, honestly. Anything with black flakies is a win for me. Anything with hollow sparkle, hollow flakies is also a win for me. I am in love with how we have these color shifting flakies within this like milky white base, because they just glow from within. They really do. Formula was fantastic. I think long, short nails, 2 to 3 coats is going to depend on your preference. I love how this is a spin on like your classic speckled white crelly, just because it has those color shifting flakies in there. I feel like this is unique to my collection. I don't have something that is like this white based crelly with these beautiful iridescent flakies and the black flakies. The formula just is awesome. Pictured are 3 coats of Jen & Berry's Wild at Heart with a glossy top coat. Next up is Night Owl Lacquer, and this is Great Gray Owl, priced at $13, and there is no cap. It's inspired by the Great Gray Owl, and this is a gray tinted base filled with glowy aqua blue violet shifting chameleon flakies and holographic dust. I like that, holographic dust. My nails, again, a little bit longer in this swatch, which I think works out perfectly. So again, all my long nail peeps can take a look and see for reference. This glow is intense, okay? That beautiful violet shiftiness is just beautiful. The chameleon flakies really play into this polish and really play up to all the beautiful shifts that you see on the nail. I don't know if I said this, but I built it up in 3 coats, and I feel like I reached full opacity. You may, like, at certain angles see a little bit of nail line. I mean, keep in mind that I do shoot and film with, like, really intense bright lighting, so that's going to take into effect what you're seeing. So, like, on the normal day-to-day, just try to think of, like, regular lighting. But honestly, I think 3 coats was perfect. Long, short nails, 3 coats is gonna work for you. The flakies in here just really, like, everything blends in so well. Like, it doesn't look for a second that I have flakies on my nail, right? They are chameleon crystal flakies, so they do a great job with blending in. But like I said earlier, they really play an important part with helping the shift really come to surface. The holographic dust gives it just that tiny bit of sparkle, and really, honestly, the glow is like everything here. This polish is gorgeous. Pictured are 3 coats of Night Owl Lacquer, Great Grey Owl with a glossy top coat. Next up is Eyed Lacquer, and this is Wilson, and it's priced at $12.50, and there is a 300 bottle cap. It's inspired by Wilson's Bird of Paradise. It's described as a pale sky blue curly with black flakies and red, orange, gold shifting flakies. I built this one up in 3 coats. I built them up more on the thinner side. Looking back now, I'm like, maybe I should have done like a couple of thicker coats, like maybe 2 thick coats and then a thin coat to like top it all off and finish it. But I thought it looked beautiful with the 3 thin coats. I really enjoyed the pale blue sky base. I'm not one for like baby blue colors, but I think because this one is more on the pale side, it looks more like gray, and I love gray. I love gray polishes, is why I enjoyed it a lot more. The flakies are stunning. Like, they're very contrasting. That's what it is. You have this pale blue base, right? And then you have these magnificent, like on fire, red, orange, gold shifting flakies, which you wouldn't really expect in this type of color base, but it's there, and I love it. And the black flakies are all over the nail, but they're not overpowering those shifting flakies. I thought this one was very beautiful. And again, I think I'd do more of like a thicker, like 2 thicker coats and then a thin one just to top it all off. I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to be best for you, and it's going to look beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Eyed Lacquer Wilson with a glossy top coat. Here we have Stella Chroma, and I'm so happy to see Stella Chroma back at PPU. This is called Blue-Footed What? It's priced at $13.50, and there is no cap. It's inspired by the Blue-Footed Bobby, and it's a medium blue curly with a scattering of gunmetal gray and silver hollow flakies and a bright blue, green, purple at extreme angles shimmer. This is a beautiful polish. I built this one up in just 2 coats, and I thought it was just perfection. Longer nails, I think 2 coats is really going to be fine for you. Might depend on how strong and prominent your nail line is, so maybe you might want to go in for a 3rd coat, but there's so much shimmer, there's so much hollow flakies in here that I think all of that is going to do a great job at covering the nail. I know it had mentioned in the description that blue, green, purple shift is really at extreme angles. I don't think it really is. Like, I think it's more focused in the middle of the nail, if that makes any sense. And I don't know, I just don't feel like it's at extreme angles. I feel like you get a pop of it as you're moving your hands around. I mean, it's not very prominent, but it's definitely there. You see a lot of that twinkle from the hollow flakies, which makes this so pretty. I think this was very flattering on my skin tone. I'm not usually into, I feel like I'm saying this a lot, I'm not into these kinds of colors, but I'm really not. Like, baby blue is just, I don't know, I never really was a fan of how baby blue looked on me, and I know this is more of a medium blue, maybe some would describe this as baby blue, but I really thought it was flattering, and I think it's because all of the beautiful components that are in this polish. Pictured are 2 coats of Stella Chroma Blue-Footed What with a glossy top coat. Here we have Zombie Claw, and this is Swamp Puppy. It's priced at $13.50, and there's only 300 of these available. It's inspired by alligators. The description is it's a glow in the dark, so it glows in the dark red with black flakies and an assortment of neon glitters. So you want to use a UV light to charge this one up. This went on so jam-packed with all of those flakies. The neon glitters that are in here didn't have much difficulty with them coming out of the bottle. They kind of disperse just enough, I think, on the nail, so that you don't have like a whole bunch of round circle glitters all over the place. The star of the show is definitely those black flakies. I built this one up in 3 coats, and I learned best. I know Zombie Claw does an amazing job with these types of formula, but I've learned thin is the best when you're working with this type of formula, because if not, it's going to get super chunky and it's just not going to look very nice. I love this polish for like the winter time if you want like a pop of something fun. I think this is a beautiful like Halloween polish as well. I'm always thinking seasonal when I see polishes. The neon glitters really do a great job at popping against this base. I mean, they are neon, but I think everything flows in very well together. I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to be best for you. Definitely work in thinner coats, like I mentioned earlier, maybe a little bit thicker on like your second coat, but not too much. And it's gonna look stunning. Pictured are 2 coats of Zombie Claw Swamp Puppy. No, not 2 coats, 3 coats of Zombie Claw Swamp Puppy with a glossy top coat. I think you're gonna benefit from using a glitter smoother with this one, just to like plump everything out and make it look super juicy. And then you see it in 3 coats, glowing in the dark. Here we have the lovely Sweet and Sour Lacquer, and this one is Take the Leap. It's priced at $13, and there's a cap of 500 bottles, and it's inspired by tree frogs. And it's a lime green jelly with a pink, orange, gold, green shimmer. These are for all my green lovers out there, especially my pruggly, yucky, swampy, booger green polish lovers like myself. This one is gorgeous. My nails were a little bit on the longer side here, so you can see for reference for my long nail friends again. I built it up in 3 coats, and I thought it was perfect for me. Depending on how prominent your nail line is, you may see a little bit of nail line. So maybe a blurring base coat might work for you, but I thought it looked fine against my longer-ish nails. And again, I'm working with bright lights, so keep that in mind. The shift that is in here is absolutely stunning. So it's a pink, orange, gold, green shimmer. I see a lot of orange, and I see a lot of gold, and I think it complements that beautiful lime green base very well. Keep in mind, this is also a jelly, so jelly polishes, like the whole point is not to build up to opacity, so just also keep that in mind as well when you're thinking about how good a formula for polish is. But I love this one. I love the green shade. I would wear this all year round, honestly, because I'm a big fan of these types of greens. I had no issues with the formula. Sometimes jelly polishes can be more on the runnier side. I didn't have that issue with this polish. Pictured. Oh, and actually, I know when I was swatching this, what came to mind was Sweet and Sour Lacquer's polish. It was a PPU polish inspired by salad fingers. I'm not going to have it in this video, but I'll try to remember, and I'll put an Instagram story at some point this week, just for comparison. Pictured are Sweet and Sour Lacquer. I'm all over the place. Pictured are 3 coats of Sweet and Sour Lacquer. Take the leap with a glossy top coat. Here we have Rogue Lacquer, and this is Aim High. It's priced at $13, and there is no cap. It's inspired by giraffes. If you see the picture, is there a picture on the website? I'm not sure if there's a picture on the PPU site, but if you look on their Facebook group, you might see the inspo. It is like spot on. So it's inspired by giraffes. It's a cream colored base with red copper chrome flakes and orange gold glass flakies. I put this one up in 3 coats, and it was just stunning. I think I probably could have just done 2 and been fine. Long or short nails, 2 to 3 is going to work perfectly for you. The orange and gold glass flakies really does an amazing job at like the resemblance for giraffes, especially in that inspo photo. I mean, I look at my nails and I'm like, yes, this is a giraffe. This is a giraffe on my nails. That cream colored base with all of the components in here kind of makes it more of like a gray, like a gray, ashy, sort of like light brown type of color. I like it. I truly like it. I think, like I said before, I don't like baby pinks. I don't like straight up just plain nudes. I like a polish that looks sort of nude, kind of like this, right? But it has a lot going on. That's my type of nude polish, and this is my type of nude polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Rogue Lacquer Aim High with a glossy top coat. I also wanted to add really quickly that this will smooth down with just like your typical glossy top coat, but because it's so flaky dense, I always recommend using a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat to give you a nice plump look. Next up, we have Pahlish, and this is Orchid Mantis, priced at $14, and there is no cap. It's inspired by the Orchid Mantis, and it's a sheer violet pink packed with copper rose green shifting pigment. Pahlish always does a great job when it comes to their shimmer polishes. They really do pack it all in there and make them look super glowy. I built this one up in 3 coats. It is a sheer polish from the start, so keep that in mind. But I think it looks wonderful in 3. I think long or short nails, 3 is going to be perfect for you. Depending on your nail line, you may see some visible nail line, so you might want to consider a blurring base coat. But I mean, my nails were a little bit longer here, and you can see that I really did reach full coverage. So I mean, hey, it worked out for me. It is so sparkly. The shifts are so intense. Like, it just looks like a completely different other color. Like, it just looks straight up like a copper rose pigment at like certain angles, and I'm really not doing a lot for you guys to see all of that. It is so sparkly. It like looks like there's glitter or hollow sparkle in there, but it's just all shifting shimmer pigment. This one is so pretty. This would look fantastic as a pedicure too. Pictured are 3 coats of Pahlish Orchid Mantis with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Polished for Days, and this one is rarest of them all. It's priced at $13.50, and there is no cap. And it's inspired by one of the most endangered feline species, and there is more of a description on the PPU website, so I always recommend reading that when you get on the site. $1 of every bottle will be donated to Panthera. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please correct me. This is a conservation of the world's 40 species of wild cats. This one is a peachy nude base with a sunset shimmer shifting coral gold yellow iridescent shifting shimmer. That's a mouthful. I built this one up in 3 coats. This one reminds me of like the Pantone color of the year, which, I mean, I think it works out perfectly. The shimmer is beautiful. I can see a lot of that like coral. It almost looks red to me, a little bit of pink, I guess coral, right? Coral shifting shimmer right in the middle of this polish. It is beautiful. Polished for Days is also bringing us their base coat. It is in their soft focus line, and it's in peach fuzz. I apologize, I did not record a live swatch of this, but I still wanted to show it to all of you. So this one is inspired by the Pantone color of the year. It is a peach base coat. So if you're new to the soft focus base coats, they're a line of tinted base coats. So they do have, you hear my cat, they do have base coat properties. They help conceal and blur your nail line while still maintaining like your natural nail look. I pictured with, both of the pictures you just saw, those are built up in 2 coats. I would definitely suggest, if you are using this as just like a base coat to help cover up your nail line, to definitely use 1 coat and then use the polish over it. Unless you have a super sheer polish and it's like, your peachy sort of tone. I haven't really played with this one with different colors or polishes or anything, but I would assume that you would pair this over a like peachy nude sort of shade, which actually it would look fantastic over the offering that Polished for Days has this month. I believe you may be able to see photos on the website, so you guys can take a look there. But I've tried Polished for Days, their soft focus line in different shades, and they work super well for me. So pictured here is Polished for Days soft focus in peach fuzz. So it's priced at $9, I didn't mention, and there is no cap. Next up, we have Jior Courture, and this is Un Elefante. This one is priced at $12.50, and there is no cap. It's inspired by elephants, of course, which is the maker's absolute favorite animal. When her daughter was small, she would always sing a song in Spanish about elephants. So very cute inspiration. My mom growing up used to have so many elephants, and they had to face a certain way, on the dining room table. It needed to face, I think it was their bums needed to face the door or something like that, or it would be bad luck. Let me know if you guys heard of something like that. But this polish is described as a gray tone when cool, so it is a thermal to rust pink warm when it's warm. and it has color shifting UCC flakes. I built this one up in 3 coats. Honestly, I think 2 would have been fine, but I kind of wanted to see what would happen if I added that 3rd coat, and it just kind of deepened up that cool state, which I am absolutely in love with. Those color shifting and UCC flakes just pop against this darker base. I love this brownish, grayish, neutral sort of tone. The flakies in here just swim all across the nail bed. You really get a good heaping, so there's really no extra work that you have to do to get them on the nail. Everything dries down like nice and flat and smooth, so you don't have to worry about that. A glossy top coat is going to smooth everything out. And then here it is in its warmer state, so that rusty pink sort of color. I could never, I think I mentioned this earlier, like I could never get my nails to be super warm. It's just really hard when I'm swatching. I don't know. I think I just always run cold, but it is a beautiful transition. It almost looks like a nudie pink sort of shade, which I guess like rust pink, nude pink, sort of the same, right? It's a gorgeous polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Jior Courture Un Elefante with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Glisten Glow, and this is Violet Backed Starling. It's priced at $13, and there is no cap. It's inspired by the beautiful, colorful male Violet Backed Sterling bird. This one is a vibrant purple jelly polish loaded with 2 different iridescent flakies, and it shifts from blue to purple and then red to pink. This is a perfect jelly polish. I ended up building it up in 3 coats, and I thought that was perfect. So I think long, short nails, 3 coats is going to work best for you. You can see on the 2nd coat, I still had a little bit of patchiness, and that's why I decided to go in with the 3rd coat. I mean, I know this is a jelly, and I could have just left it at 2 coats to give you more of that like jelly-like effect, but I wanted to see how it would look on 3, and it was just perfect. You could see that the base, the purple base, just really built up in color, and it truly is so vibrant. The iridescent flakies are so pretty in this as well. It gives you sort of like a pond effect, I think anyways. They do a good job of still like flickering and catching the light, but they're not as, I mean, they are iridescent, so like they're gonna blend in perfectly into the polish as well. It does catch the light so nicely. Like the slight shift that this has is so pretty. Like I can definitely see the pink. I can see the light at like a tiny bit of red at like extreme angles, but mostly I'm seeing that beautiful vibrant purple and the beautiful pink shift. And those flakies, I just can't stop staring. They're so pretty. Pictured are 3 coats of Glisten Glow Violet Backed Starling with a glossy top coat. Here we have Dawn Polish, and this is high quality nudist. This one is priced at $13.50, and there's a cap of 400. It's inspired by the stunning sea slug, aka the Nudie Branch. Nudie Branch, am I saying that right? It's a black jelly with teal blurple shifting shimmer and a bronze magnetic effect. I originally swatched this and I didn't know it was magnetic, so I'll show you a picture at the end. Non-magnetized, but this is absolutely stunning magnetized. I didn't hold the magnet on for very long, and the line, like, can you just see that? Like, look how quickly and prominent it just forms. I love the contrasting colors. I love that you see the teal and the blurple like shiftiness within this polish, within like the base, and then you see that beautiful like bronze magnetic effect just running through. It really makes it look extra dimensional and so different. I don't have a polish like this. I'm usually not one for magnetics, but this one is definitely one of my favorite ones of all magnetic polishes so far, I think, for this year anyways. I mean, we're starting off pretty strong, pretty early anyways in the year, but I think this is so beautiful. It kind of looks like almost like an eye looking at you, like a face. I don't know, maybe because it's so contrasting, but not like in a creepy way or anything like that. I just think that the bronze magnetic strip is so strong that it just like pops against that jelly tealish base, and it just gives it a character. It makes it look alive, which I like. I think it looks cool. And then here you see it non-magnetized, so it's just a straight up like bronzy type polish, which you can definitely wear it this way. I feel when I swatched it, I'm like, I feel like this is missing something, and I didn't even realize to check like, oh, maybe it's magnetic. I was actually having a conversation with Angie, who is the owner of Dawn Polish. She's like, oh, it's a magnet, a magnetized polish. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense because I knew something was missing. But anyways, pictured are 2 coats of Dawn Polish, high quality nudist with a glossy top coat. Here we have Cuticula, and this is Rainbow Roar. This one is priced at $13, and there is no cap. It's inspired by an image of a lion with rainbow neon lines. Rainbow Roar is a dark blackberry base with a rainbow of UCC flakes and small shifting glass flakies. I absolutely love Cuticula's polishes, like these polishes that they create. One of my all-time favorite polishes from Cuticula is Dragon Glass, and I'm obsessed with the flakies in that polish. They're just so different, and I don't know, like anytime I see flakies, those same types of flakies and polishes, or the ones that Cuticula creates anyways, I am just obsessed. These ones are a little bit different from that one, but it just gives me those vibes because it's just so colorful. Like you really do see the blackberry base. Like it's not just a navy, it's not just a black. It doesn't like disappear with all of those other colorful flakies. You can truly see that, you know, it's described as a dark blackberry base, and that's what you get. This is loaded with all of those wonderful colorful rainbow flakies. So you're going to get plenty on the nail. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats. It's just going to depend on your preference. This one is beautiful. I think it's beautiful all year round, honestly. Like if you have a rainy spring day, rainy summer day, or if you're looking to wear something with like a little pop of color during the winter, this is definitely it. Pictured are 2 coats of Cuticula Rainbow Roar with a glossy top coat. And the final polish I have to share with you all is from BCB Lacquers. This is I Want to See Your Peacock. This is priced at $13.50. And there's a cap of 600. It's inspired by a peacock. It's a purple tinted base with strong grill, teal blue magnetic pull, pink hex glitters, and fuchsia gold to green multi-chrome flakies. So lots and lots of stuff going on. Lots of components in this polish. Again, another one that has a very intense, strong magnetic pull. I built this one up in 2 coats. My nails were just slightly longer than usual, so a good reference for my longer nail friends. I think 2 coats on everybody is going to work perfectly. You could build it up to 3 coats, but honestly, I feel like I didn't really need it. I really love the contrasting colors that this one has as well. Lots of beautiful contrasting magnetics we see for this month. But this is just beautiful. It really does remind me of a peacock. All of the beautiful colors all mixed in together. That beautiful blue strip in the middle just reminds me of a peacock's feathers. I love all of the components in this polish. I'm a big fan of like your kitchen sink type of polishes, so the more stuff you have in a polish, the more I'm going to love it. And the bonus here is you have that beautiful magnetic strip that just contrasts so well against all these other beautiful things going on in the background. Pictured are 2 coats of BCB Lacquers. I Want to See Your Peacock with a glossy top coat. All right, so hope you enjoyed all of those swatches. I know in this portion of my video, I always like to choose a favorite or a couple of standouts, but honestly, it is really tough this time around to do that. I think honestly, all of these polishes were fantastic. I had no issues with any of these formulas. Obviously, some are like more favorable for me, but I don't know, I can't choose 1 or 2 or a couple. Something is just preventing me from doing that because I truly did enjoy working with a lot of these polishes. With that being said, let me know if you have any of these on your wish list already. So if you didn't know, and I didn't mention this earlier, wish listing for the Polish Pickup website always opens the first Sunday of that week. So if the shop is opening Friday, that Sunday they're going to be open for wish listing. So you should already have been on the website. If you haven't yet, then I'm sure you will be soon if you plan on shopping. So let me know if you are planning on wish listing any of these items, or if you have other polishes in mind. I've been on the website, but very briefly. I don't know if there's anything I'm planning on wish listing. There was one polish that I had in mind that caught my eye very briefly. But I'm gonna probably go back in just to take like an in-depth dive of what is going to be available, because even though I swatched a lot of polishes, there's still a lot more that are available to shop. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.